The Taming of the Shrew, adapted from Shakespeare's classic play by Ashley Allred and Rakeem Kelly, illustrated by Grace Cummings, Jin Yuan, and Carmen Weingant, and narrated and edited by Sarah Perlin. Once upon a time, there was a shrew named Catherine. She was a wicked shrew who did not listen to her father, Baptista the bunny, and was mean to her sister, Bianca the white mouse. Now, Bianca was a beautiful mouse. All the other woodland critters were absolutely in love with her, but none of them liked Catherine. One day, the sisters got into a fight because Bianca had many boys that loved her. Poor Catherine did not have any admirers. She grew jealous of Bianca and threw a fit. Baptista tried to calm his daughters down, but they would not listen. Then, the bunny made a decree that Bianca would not marry any creature from the forest until her elder sister had a mate. Baptista the bunny told Catherine, "You are going to get married to a fine young squirrel named Petruchio." Catherine did not want to marry Petruchio the squirrel because he was nuts. He thought he could tell her what to do. Little did Catherine know that her father, Baptista the bunny, had given Petruchio the squirrel a bushel of acorns to take her away. So the day came that Petruchio the squirrel took Catherine the shrew away from the forest. She complained all the way to his acorn tree. They arrived, and Petruchio had a plan to make Catherine mind. When dinner time came, Catherine was very hungry, especially after her long journey from her home. "What, did he marry me to famish me?" she whined. The chipmunks brought her a bowl of acorns that looked very delicious, but Petruchio saw the bowl and knocked it on the floor. Catherine was very upset, and Petruchio yelled, "'Twas without a nut!" After a hungry Catherine went to bed, Petruchio told the chipmunks, "This is the way to make a young shrew mind." The next morning, Catherine awoke to find a beautiful cap-and dress. She oohed and awed and told the chipmunks, "I have never seen a better fashioned gown." But the mean old squirrel scratched and shredded the dress with his squirrel claws, and he squeaked, "When you are gentle, you shall have one too, and not until then." While poor Catherine suffered in Petruchio's tree, Bianca found a little white mouse just like her. His name was Lucentio, and he shared all of his acorns with her. They were destined to be together. One day, they decided to get married. On the morning of the wedding, Petruchio and Catherine descended from the tree on their way to the ceremony. On the way, Petruchio asked his shrew questions to see what she had learned. He exclaimed, "How bright and goodly shines the moon!" even though it was the middle of the day. Catherine responded, "The moon, the sun, it is not moonlight now." To this, Petruchio shook his tail at her and yelled, "I say it is the moon." Looking upset and defeated, Catherine cried, "I know it is the moon." Petruchio smiled. After all the animals had a wonderful time at the wedding, the boys wagered all their acorns on whose mate would come over to their side of the tree when called. Lucentio told the chipmunk to ask Bianca to come first. When she did not come, all of the woodland critters laughed at Lucentio. His little white mouse hurt his feelings. Then Petruchio the squirrel proudly called Catherine, and she came without question. Catherine, a tamed and well-behaved little shrew, told all of the woodland creatures, "Thy squirrel is thy governor. He protects you and only feeds you acorns fit for a shrew to eat. He only gives you the best dresses to wear. You, little mice, should obey your mousy men. The men, for your maintenance, commit their bodies to painful labor scavenging in the trees, while you lie as safe and warm at home in your leaves." So, Catherine had learned how to be a proper shrew wife, loving and obedient to her master, Petruchio the squirrel. They kissed and lived happily ever after.